And we're back. Welcome back. That first round was exciting.
Yeah,
I loved that in the last 10 minutes of the game, it was tied 2-2, and that last incapacitation, that was beautiful. That was an excellent round. Well, we're about to see one of those same teams again, and one of the teams that was playing in the other rounds. So in the other matches, so we have the adaptive subroutines are back, and they're facing the Propaniacs, and the Propaniacs just won their match off the casted table.
And
so.
if I saw that correctly, this could be wrong, but I think they won it 3-0 in the last game.
I think they won 3-1.
The 3-1?
But it was still a close round.
I just caught about the middle of the end of it. Right,
middle of the end.
The middle of the end.
Very nice. But yeah, so now we are about ready, it looks like, to go to the table. So let's take a look at how they're doing it. I think they're about ready for the coin toss here.
Oh, there we go.
So it is heads.
So the Propaniacs get first choice.
All right.
You'll do first draft.
And they're drafting and playing first.
First ban and choosing position.
And so once
which character
again,
would you like to ban?
they are banning first.
Citizen
And they're
Dawn.
banning
Citizen
Citizen
Dawn,
Dawn,
alright.
even though they used it to great effect.
Yeah.
So
Blade is banned.
two of the greatest villains.
That's right.
Citizen Dawn and Banblade
That's
out.
right.
Okay, Bunker
And they're
over
picking
here.
Bunker.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Legacy over
Oh,
here.
excellent.
Very good.
Beacon?
Beacon.
Oh, interesting. That mobility again.
Visionary.
Oh, man. So adaptive subroutines super like Visionary.
Visionary, yeah.
That's great.
They've got Visionary and Legacy.
Visionary and Legacy.
Oh, I like the table talk. They're trying to figure out who they want.
The exact same team as before.
I'm down with it.
Okay.
All right.
The operative.
The operative.
The operative.
Oh, very good. Interesting.
What do you guys want?
Exact same.
Visionary, Legacy, and
And that's the team they just won their previous round with.
Wraith.
The Wraith.
The Wraith. Oh, very
the
good.
Wraith's interesting. She's got good mobility in here. I'm worried about her sight lines, but actually she's got some great spots. Great spots. So this is a great team. We've got a little bit of mobility. The Wraith, man, there's a couple of good points on the map that you can put the Wraith where she can see a long distance, even though this map is so broken up.
Visionary over here.
So,
And hopefully she can get in one of those positions and just really do her really good sniping
yeah,
that she can do.
that'd be great.
Her braid's crazy.
All right. I'm glad to see that in the two of the so we're gonna have, because it's a round robin, we're gonna have 4 matches here and then go right to the finals. And I'm glad so far in half of the matches that we've had so far, the operative has shown up in all of the matches we've had so far, but in 2 of the 4 that we're gonna have today.
And also the Visionary is showing
And the
up, which is
Visionary.
really, really exciting.
Yeah.
Since that really hasn't happened in a lot of previous tournaments that I've ever seen.
That's true. My next wish list, the next team I want to see some Proletariat.
Yeah,
I want to
Proletariat.
see some Omnitron V.
With being back that far to start with.
Yeah. Yep. And now you pick your side.
That's fine.
You're gonna start there.
Sorry.
All right. Cool. And so you guys are starting over there.
I'm sorry, where did you put us?
Over here.
Over
Yep.
here? Okay.
So you guys can pick your starting. Pick your turn order. So place your guys out there.
Now we have to make sure that they're facing the right way.
Right.
Oh, right. So let's see. They've got
Bunker in the
Beacon,
back.
Beacon, Bunker, and the Operative. It's a band that I listened to in the 80s.
That's right. That was a band I didn't listen to because I wasn't yet born.
Oh my God, you're so young.
Yeah.
All right.
That's right.
And then let's see. So it's Beacon, Bunker, and the Operative, and the other team he have here with the Legacy, the Wraith, and Visionary. Fantastic. So they're still getting their turn orders figured out.
I'm really interested in seeing why they put
Bunker so far in the back.
Bunker in the back, because he has a smaller movement. Maybe they, not so much were looking to put Bunker in the back, but looking to put the other 2 in the front.
That's
and
probably
so just kind of
yeah. I mean,
ended up putting Bunker in
and
the back.
Bunker's okay because he can have a pretty high range and he can lob his grenades over buildings. So
true.
I mean, depending on where that ends up, I think that could turn out okay.
Yeah. Place your guys out there for turn order.
All right. So they're placing the characters.
And if I'm not mistaken, Beacon does have that mobility.
Yes,
does
she
she
does.
not? Yeah,
She can
that's
fly.
right.
Characters. So
Well, you can put your turn order marker. Sorry.
yeah. So
Any character that can fly.
right, and then like the characters like the Wraith who have a grappling hook can also do it.
Cool.
all have mobility, which means they can move up and down all kinds of terrain, all kinds of elevation changes without having to take that into account with their movement.
And so here, the adaptive subroutines of the Legacy of the Wraith and Visionary, they all have mobility except for Visionary. Visionary can turn her mobility on and off, essentially, by putting a card into play. But I imagine she probably won't focus on that.
Right.
So we'll see. We shall see.
So Citizen Dawn and Bear Blade are going to be banned like every time.
All right.
They have seen a lot of big play. Both Baron Blade and Citizen Dawn are often used to very great effect in these tournament games, and so they're often now later on are often used or banned first rather.
That's true. Okay, so with the Propaniacs, we see that Bunker has picked up a couple of cards right off the bat. He's got his auxiliary power source, and that'll let him do a couple extra things. And he has his grenade launcher, and grenade launcher is going to be useful for throwing things over walls and into cover. Beacon's got bolstering team up and fortitude. This is a decent reason to have Bunker. Well, actually, it's still a reason I'd say to put Bunker forward. But with bolstering team up, Beacon can let a teammate do an extra action. And Fortitude is a good defensive card for Beacon. And then once again, with the Operative, we see Hidden Blade Strike and Kusarigama, so she's going to be pulling and stabbing.
Yeah, that's good. That was a very good combo that we saw in the last game. The Gatecrashers do, so we'll see what happens.
Yep, and then with Visionary, again, we're starting with Twist the Ether and Decoy Projection. So we'll see if Decoy Projection survives this game or not. We got rid of it for right off the bat, first turn last game, but she did have Citizen Dawn. This game, she doesn't have Citizen Dawn, so I'd be curious to know what happens there. The Legacy is playing with Danger Sense and Heroic Interception, so Legacy is playing pure defense. This is actually one of my favorite Legacy builds. He's able to take damage instead he set himself as a defender, kind of how Citizen Truth does, but he actually trades places with people.
Right.
And then the Wraith is using combat stance and targeting computer. So she's got some defense, or rather, if you get up close and hit her, she hits you back. But target computer allows her to shoot across the field, and she gets free aim tokens. But we're starting the match now, and so right off the bat, Beacon is getting a defense token from her Fortitude and going right into her actions.
Here or here?
I think you should go the farthest.
Here? You agree?
Okay, so she's moving up to there, and then
Sprint here.
All right.
okay, she's sprinting.
First action.
I'll do my bolstering team up
All right.
with Bunker.
All right.
Bunker.
Okay, gets an action.
I will use Expert Tactician.
Oh, and Bunker's giving everybody some tokens right off the bat. That's cute. I like that.
And because Baron Blade isn't in play,
Right.
they won't get punished for getting those tokens and maybe being able to stockpile those or whatnot.
Baron Blade tends to change the way you characters think about tokens because of his terrible token punishing.
Yeah.
But in this game, we don't have that. So,
Yeah, I think you moving here wouldn't be bad.
I'll move here.
all right.
Cool.
And then I will roll for movement.
All right. So that is Beacon's turn, and we are on to Legacy. Like daughter, like father.
Now it is on to sister.
Legacy has health.
Oh yeah. At this point, thinking
Sorry about that. I'll fix
All
it
right.
later.
So,
I'm going to move down this way. So I have a movement of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Legacy's moving down to the edge of the cover there, but not going into it. And picking up a dodge token. All right.
Interesting.
But Legacy's just key on keeping line of sight to his teammates so that he can use his defensive abilities. Right now, he can't see the Wraith because of elevation between the two of them, but the Wraith's in fine shape. She's not going to get attacked for a while. Okay. And now we're on to Bunker's turn.
I think it's very fascinating that the adaptive subroutines really, their strategy seems to revolve around this visionary play, at least in this game and the last game that we've seen. And that's really exciting to me because we haven't seen a lot of that. But because of that, we're seeing them kind of end up gravitating to a little bit more of a defensive strategy because of Visionary's low health pool. So we'll see how that plays out in this game as opposed to the last, where they seem to be lagging behind a little bit all game, even though it was 2-2 in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they can maybe try to pick it up this game and see what things they can do.
Yeah, my concern at this point is that they have one striker, which is the Wraith. The Wraith can do a lot of
Definitely.
damage, but Legacy's playing all defense right now, and Visionary is playing utility, which Visionary plays utility. That's legitimate, but they need to get the Wraith into play and get some damage. Whereas on the other hand, Bunker there is building up attack +1 tokens.
Right.
I would love to see a turn 2, a round 2 on the cannon out of
That would
bunker,
be
and it's
very
not
exciting.
impossible at this point.
And also looking at the Propaniacs, look at their team. Their entire team's health pool is really, really beefy.
Yeah,
they
they-
have 2 characters with 5 hit points apiece.
6.
Oh, 6. There we go. Counting is hard for me.
No, it's tough. It's tough. No worries. Yeah, but they have a lot more. They have a much larger hit point pool than the adaptive subroutines. Legacy's beefy, but the Wraith is not, and Visionary is especially squishy. Now with the Propaniacs, they are sitting on operative, and if operative doesn't mind, as we saw last game,
Right.
going down to just a couple of hit points. So
And she can just tear people apart
Yep.
because she just gets all those extra dice to roll.
Yep.
So we'll definitely see how we can get that move.
And then reroll move. All right, and a 1. So significantly slower than previously. All right, you turn your turn order marker face down, and now on your turn 4.
It's pretty common bunker movement of slow.
yeah. Okay, so now we are on to the Wraith's turn. And she has got to focus on damage if they're gonna.
Yeah, no,
if they're,
definitely.
This team, I mean, this team knows each other very well. They play together well, and they know the characters pretty well. But they skew towards defense, which isn't bad. But they need to get some damage on the table. They have the potential to do it, but yeah.
They really have to get the Wraith in a good position to be able to see all of her targets because this map is really, really hard with all those sight lines.
Yeah.
And especially with someone like the Wraith who needs those sight lines to just snipe people from far away.
Yep.
That's really going to come to play. She has to get into a good position that she can see a lot of people coming in order to deal that damage that she needs to do.
Yep.
She really has to deal most damage on that entire team. So we'll see how that works.
Yes, you can.
So,
Yep. If you're on a line on 1, you could draw a straight line from that corner of that hex. If that's the question. Yeah, you can.
where should I?
Yeah. If I were her, I'd get into that cover and just start shooting it. Let's see, what's her movement? The Wraith currently has a movement of 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She could make it all the way there to that far corner of the cover, and from that edge of the cover, shoot Bunker. Bunker's a tough target, but he's the only one really within range, so might as well.
Definitely.
It
And she would, she wouldn't be in sight of Legacy because she would be in that
So I
cover.
just traded
So that's maybe a
combat
little
stance for
bit
stun bolt.
risky for her.
Oh,
but
excellent. She picked up Stun Bolt.
okay.
She's moving. Let's see. Where's she going to go?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There we go.
Excellent.
That's
So
exactly
first
the
action is
same place.
movement.
Yep.
I gain an aim.
Yep.
And surge. Sorry,
Seems right.
that
And
wasn't
so-
explained. So, and now I'm going to second action stun bolt bunker.
Excellent. That is. This is the perfect Wraith turn where you
I've
stun bolt your
reached
target
6.
and then you
No, I'm
aim
not
your
aiming
Razor
this, so
Ordnance
I've
against
reached-
Bunker.
They just need to make range.
So they're debating whether or not they're going to aim Stun Bolt or aim Stun. You absolutely want a regular Stun Bolt because it gives negative tokens, and then aim your Razor Ordnance. This is a great turn here.
Yeah,
The
that's
only way this is better is if you start up in if you start up in the position you need to be, you can, instead of moving for your
But
first
they all
action, you
make
can
range.
aim, and then that way you aim a Stun Bolt and then aim a Razor Ordnance.
That's
No, it just has to
very
make range.
powerful.
So
Yep. So you block it entirely.
yeah,
Alright, but you
Bunker takes
lose
none of
a
it,
Defense.
but gets a
And
defense,
an attack.
it gets an attack -1 token and a defense -1 token.
Which would be very helpful because
Whenever
Bunker's
this
been just
attack
compiling
meets
those. She's been
range,
has a cache of these
can give
attack and defense +1 tokens.
So he
Yeah.
doesn't lose it. He gains.
Well, no, but they blow up. So
They cancel each other.
-1, like they're like anti-matter for each other.
So we've been
Right.
okay.
All right, so now I'm going to aim
That way you
razor,
don't have to keep track of tokens that are
Sure.
and then third action is aim razor ordnance bunker.
There we go. Here we go.
Spend the aim. Goodbye.
It's a
aim.
very good aggressive opening move. This is what the adaptive subroutines really, really need.
Yeah, they
So
need
we
this.
got
Here we go.
auto.
6,
There
6,
we go.
4, 3.
So we got 3 6s.
And that's an aim.
Yep. So 3 6s are coming at Bunker. Bunker still rolls 4 defense, but blocks only one of it. Takes 2 damage. Unfortunately, that's the thing, is that Bunker's got a lot of hit points and a lot of defense, but he's down to only 4 out of 6. So that's a good start.
So you're gonna roll one more.
Oh, he's gonna roll an extra defense die.
6. You cannot.
All right.
All right. But looking at it this way, Bunker's now down to the point where Visionary's max health is.
Right.
So he's,
Yep.
he is getting work down there, but he does have all of those defense dice.
Yeah, he
which
still
are
has a defense
really,
dice.
really hard to get any attacks through in the first place. So
All right, operative.
So I can go 1, 2,
1, 2,
Need
3,
line of
4,
sight.
5, 6.
So you could go after Visionary maybe,
Right.
although you'd have to get in line of sight.
Here.
All right, so the operative. Yeah, she is pretty far away, but she could move. Let's see, what's the operative speed? Operative speed is 6 right now. So she could move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and sprint and be able to hit the Wraith.
Definitely.
And honestly, since the Wraith is kind of the crux of their
And you could sprint
strategy.
here and Visionary.
What was she? Oh, well,
interesting.
she's currently got the Hidden Blade Strike and the Kasurigama, so she being able to get up there and pull.
I think they're
the-
discussing pulling Visionary. I
Right.
think that's the thing that they're looking at right now.
Yeah,
and
that would
seeing
pull
if-
Visionary into that Hidden Blade Strike she has.
Mhm,
That's
definitely.
The only way you'll get line of sight on any.
And it also separate Visionary from Legacy, which is kind of what they want. What the Propaniacs is, it's a good idea.
Yeah, if she gets up here and pulls Visionary around to the other side, you can pull the decoy projection. But the thing is that the way the decoy projection works, so Visionary currently does have her decoy projection out.
Oh, okay.
And the way the decoy projection works is that whenever Visionary would be attacked, she trades places with the decoy projection, and the decoy projection is a defender of the attack. So that Operative can run up there, Kasurigama Visionary, but Visionary will trade places with the decoy projection, and the decoy projection is one that will get hit by Kasurigama. Then decoy projection will get hurt a bunch, potentially even killed, but the Visionary herself will be fine. And on the start of her turn, she can switch out decoy projection for something else.
Right.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will.
Move, poison, dodge. Move, aim.
Or she might try to throw a poison out
Oh,
there.
interesting.
Say move poison, move attack.
A lot of consideration here, but at some point they got to go ahead and make their action.
Right.
Oh, okay. Oh, awesome.
Right.
So pick this up, put down poison breath. I'm trading this one for poison breath.
Okay, so she is dropping her Kasarigama and picking up Poison Breath, which is a card that allows her to poison targets.
She spends a health, if I
She
remember
does, she
correctly,
does.
to poison
Yeah, I
that
think
a
so.
target. It doesn't have
I
to
mean, you
take
have to, 'cause it's origin
an
one.
action
Oh, yeah.
to use that.
And then she can because it's Origin 1, so she can pick the far corner, and actually she can hit the Wraith with that, even with not having line of sight to it.
Then you can dodge. Or
Aim, use it, and then do
then
something
dodge.
else.
So you
Agreed.
moved and then you can.
so now aim.
I think
Oh,
yes.
they're debating.
Okay.
All right, so
what you do.
she's going to aim a Poison Breath.
And then
And that's nice because it not only so as we've had that card, it doesn't deal damage. If it would deal damage, it instead instead of dealing damage, it applies a poison card.
aim against Wraith,
Right.
and I lose a health for that.
All right, so Operative has hurt herself a bit. She doesn't mind that though. And here we go.
Auto miss.
Yep. And instead of damage, this if you would deal damage instead of poison.
All right, so here we go, and there we go. That's 4 5s.
Wow.
So the Wraith is going to get hit by this. It's
Definitely.
impossible to block it, so she does get a poison card. 2 of it gets through,
Poison.
Yep. So I'll take a poison.
We were thinking this one.
and
Sure.
so now,
So Adder's Bite.
so Adder's Bite is getting applied
interesting.
to
And
the
my
Wraith.
last action, I'm going to dodge. And then roll from
And Adder's Bite, it's just each at the end of each turn deals a point of damage
and that's my turn.
to the target.
6.
Cool.
Visionary.
Foresight for decoy projection.
And that's good because even if they can't end up touching the Wraith later, that'll always just slowly work her down.
Yeah.
And since she's the main striker for the adapted subroutines,
That's
they
important.
might have to kind of rethink their strategy of how they're going to do some things.
The Visionary got rid of The Visionary got rid of Decoy Projector and picked up Foresight, which is the card that lets her switch dice out. So that's a great card.
Yeah.
And it looks like her first turn she's going to move down in there, so where she has line of sight on both of her allies.
That's very good. And we definitely saw that come into big play for them last game, and so I'm sure that they'll use that again very effectively this game.
Oh, and she's attacking. That's fantastic. I don't get to see the Visionary attack near enough.
That's right.
6, 5, and the one's an
One's on a miss.
All right, so 6 and a 5 coming at the Operative.
Oh, wow.
Entirely legitimate. That said, Operative's kind of eager to take.
Yeah, that's right. If sh
Which was the 3, yes?
Yes. All right.
So
Still
six,
not a
two.
miss.
So, yeah.
Still not a miss. So 6 5.
6-5. Once again, that's with the operative. She might just want to take that damage. I mean, she rolled the dice, but you know,
Also,
having those extra dice
she
to
blocks
roll.
one of it, so she could just choose to take 1 damage.
So, yeah, I'll take 1 damage.
Okay, staying at 3.
Interesting,
That's fine.
interesting. All right.
No, it's a fair play to want to hang on to your hit points. The concern
No,
is at 3 hit points you could get hit for 2 or 3. If you only get hit for 1 more though, it's fine. All right, so Visionary did some damage and stuck down there. All right, so now we are on to the beginning of the round 2 with Beacon's turn.
Yep, everyone flips back up and we're back to 1. So Beacon.
How far away can you?
I can only hit the wraith.
Only the wraith.
That's not bad. But next turn I can move.
You can move.
Yeah, but once again, they're talking about focusing the wraith, which again
And then
might be their best bet because
Yeah.
she's the main striker.
Yeah,
for
taking
that
taking
team
down the
for
Wraith
sure.
and taking down the Visionary. Going after Legacy, Legacy is focused on trying to protect his teammates. So going after him is not a big deal.
Right.
And at this point, since Legacy cannot see the Wraith, but he can see Visionary, going after Visionary is not a great idea because Legacy's full
Right, he'll
defending.
just-
Right. So any damage at this point that you can do to the Wraith is key.
You can move
I,
right
yeah.
within. I say just stay defensive for a second.
Okay.
Unless you do that one, and then you'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that would still be quite the reach for Atomic Glare. I say just stay defensive. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I will gain a defense +1 token for my surge.
Interesting.
I will move.
Let's
1,
see.
2, 3, 4.
Because her speed is 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
And
her
do
movement is
my
4.
bolstering team up.
Oh, and she's getting
Oh.
Bunker to take another
Bunker.
turn.
Go ahead, Bunker.
Once again, they're piling
hold on.
those.
Oh, he's
Grenade launcher.
oh fantastic.
Oh yeah,
He's-
this is what we want to see.
He's been hanging out of that.
Launcher aimed right there, so it's only going to hit the Wraith, but it's aimed at the Wraith. Right.
All right, so here we go. The Wraith's getting a grenade coming her way.
This is
Be interested to see how many of those attack tokens he might.
All right, so 2 goes away, and it didn't even matter that it was aimed. It's 3 threes. But you're gonna roll some extra attack. It's 4 threes.
Let's do it.
Let's see if you can
So
roll
not
something
going
higher
for the
than a 3.
Omnicannon. All right.
Oh,
5.
there we go.
5 fives coming at the Wraith. That is gonna spell some doom. All right, the Wraith. What do you got?
He was very lucky to get that aim on and then roll that higher number because aim makes all of the dice
Yeah.
whatever the
And
highest
blocks
number
none
is.
of it. So the
Oh,
Wraith
wow.
is down.
It's down.
That is an incapacitation, and that
Very
was on
good.
Beacon's turn. So that
That's pretty impressive. Because Beacon used bolstering team up that allowed him to use that turn. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, what?
Because Beacon used bolstering team up, she
She still gets to do
allowed-
one more action. She let Bunker
She
do the
let-
thing,
mhm,
and she
that's
still
what I was
gets to
gonna say.
do.
Yep.
Oh, actually, she lets her do.
Having 2 cards out more valuable to you. Coming up.
But because of that card, she allowed Bunker to take an action out of turn.
You can get vision cap. Yeah, well, I'll die now.
Oh, it's interesting. So
'Cause this goes
they're having a discussion right now,
So, okay.
wondering whether
Okay, so the Wraith is knocked
Oh,
out.
mhm.
Okay,
1 point.
they're good.
there's
And-
some discussion there whether the Visionary is going to use one of her abilities to switch out one of those attack dice to see if the Wraith still lived. But
I will.
apparently they chose not to do that. We'll see how that works for them.
So now that Beacon has the action that she gets to take off a bolstering team up, and she is.
I think it's up to you. Defense +1s don't mean much against 6s. Yeah.
It's interesting to see teams having a penchant for defense.
I say dodge.
By interesting, I mean
I'll
standard.
dodge.
I'm pretty used to it at this point.
Yeah.
All right, so
All right, dodge. Is your last action.
it is now time.
And then we're on turn 2, so Legacy.
Okay, Legacy. How will you respond to this threatening gesture?
It doesn't benefit any of us.
At this point, here we go.
I got 5.
Yeah, I'd love to see him pick up one of his card and drop maybe a flying smash and go
Yeah,
for
that's right.
get up here and get some damage on the table.
Right. Because their main striker's out, they really can't.
Okay.
You gotta.
His stock is melee. I got a 1.
Okay, so he moved to there.
Did you want to keep your powers?
All right, so he's keeping his powers the way he is. He's moving up to there, and
No, hey. It's your legacy. You
Okay.
play him.
Yeah. Sounds.
okay, so he's getting up to there.
I'm gonna thought on first operative.
Oh,
Yes,
first hazard space.
So hidden blade strike attack.
Yeah, so he stepped into a hazard space with the operative there.
Nice. 2s and 6s on a miss.
All right, and she's rolling her attack, so here we go. Let's see how it looks. The 6s are auto misses, the 2s are away, and the 5 is left. And Legacy's got danger sense, so he can just ignore that 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Legacy can ignore 1 die from each attack made against him if he's got that.
Very
going.
lucky for Legacy there that he rolled those 5s and 2s, which are auto misses.
Hello.
All right, and Legacy rolled a 6, a 4, and a 6.
Wow.
4.
Wow, the operative is not thrilled about
Three
this.
6s.
3 6s.
Turn that blue 6 into a red 6 just for the camera.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, so we've got 3 6s from Legacy.
Nice.
And the operative now, if she doesn't roll any 6s, will just...
Do I want to try and dodge this time?
You absolutely want to try and dodge this time.
Use my dodge token.
Yeah.
She has 3 defense.
And if she gets 1 6, then she's fine. But if she doesn't,
for that 6.
and she does.
There we go.
Woo, that was
Wow.
close.
That you were
Now, if I
definitely
were-
seeing the
Now, if I were
benefit
her, I would assign one of those 6s a blocking dice and another 6 a blocking dice, but not the third. Take the 1 point of damage, turn the operative into something super scary.
of, right.
All right, so that was Legacy's turn. Good turn, but unfortunately the dice did not favor him. So now he's on to Bunker, and Bunker is going, well, I can't hit everybody.
Well, Legacy gets an automatic.
I say go for visionary.
Right? Can I read that real quick?
Which one?
Yeah, that one.
The sprint.
And then grenade launcher. 2 1 dice. What
else can you do?
Yeah.
Thinking of the sprint.
It's really interesting to me that they, the operative did choose to block all that damage because the Propaniacs are 1 KO ahead, so they could take the risk
Yeah.
of maybe having a little bit less health on their team to try to deal more damage, but they're playing a little bit more defensively, which is definitely totally something that's a good choice for them to do.
Yeah, defensively, I'd still take a 5-die defense, 2 hit point character over a 3-die defense, 3 hit point character. But it
so
seems
both next
counterintuitive to be like, oh, I'm going to hurt my character so that they get better.
Right.
But
Thing.
As we saw in the last game, it definitely was a benefit. And
it
even
pays
though
off.
the operative just stayed at those 2 hit points and could totally be fine relying on her 5 defense roll. So
Well, you
we'll
might
see if
wanna-
this ends up hurting the Propaniacs in the long run.
we shall see. Okay, so Bunker looks like he wants to move up some.
All right, sprint.
My second action will be an aimed grenade launcher on this vertex.
All right, so
Interesting.
Visionary is getting an aimed grenade coming her way. So here we go.
Get one.
And fantastic, 3 5s coming at the
Back
Visionary.
to 2 drops because it's a
And he's got an
auto
attack plus 1
miss.
token, which
So 4 5s.
4 5s.
That's a big attack coming against the Visionary.
Yeah,
there.
if she doesn't roll any 5s or 6s, that will drop her.
There's 1 6.
1 6, so she
Oh,
has
there we
1
go.
hit point.
Wow.
Very close.
That's very lucky. And once again, we're seeing Propaniacs are very, very good at utilizing Bunker on this choppy terrain where a vision is always a big concern, but Bunker with his grenade launcher totally ignores vision, just lobbing grenades over these tall buildings to deal massive, massive damage to the enemy team. So this Bunker player is really, really utilizing that grenade launcher very, very well.
My movement is now 6.
You can stand your mini up too. All right.
Which may be the reason we were talking about earlier, Bunker wanting to maybe use the Omnicannon, but the Omnicannon does need line of sight, and he seems to be...
Yeah. If he had stayed on that main road and kind of stuck in there, he probably could have made it work. But at this point, those attack plus 1 tokens he's using to great effect. So it's always a trade-off. Do you want to build it up for the
Right.
giant blast, or do you want to try to just snipe out things with the grenades?
Definitely.
I think I'd like to see Bunker at this point get in close and drop into turret mode, because you can keep throwing those grenades and do some other exciting things
Yeah,
too.
definitely.
Power selected, slip into shadows.
Okay, so Wraith's playing
First
defensive right out the
action
gates.
Is aim.
Right.
Second action will be Razor Ordnance.
Okay.
I'll be Razor Ordnancing. This will be an aimed Razor Ordnance against the operative.
Okay, the operative is getting an aimed razor ordnance. That could be dangerous.
That could be very dangerous.
All right. And what do you have misses there?
Threes and ones are auto, so we got 4 6s.
Four sixes coming at the operative. So
Wow.
she needs to roll at least 2 6s to survive this. She rolls one six, so three 6s go through, and that will spell her death.
Okay, so put a 6. Yep.
Okay,
So now you get no blocks. So
Well,
keep
I
rolling.
have defense plus 1 tokens.
Yep.
Okay, so she's going to
interesting.
spend her defense plus 1
Very
tokens.
good.
Use 1.
Not a 6.
Go ahead and use the other one.
There's 1 6.
Wow.
So you get 3 damage.
Okay, so you only got the 1 through.
Exactly 3, so no push.
All right.
So-
So that is 1 incapacitation for both sides.
And this is another one of those examples of us talking about the risk that you take with the operative. Who knows what would have happened if she had taken that extra damage earlier and
Right.
had those 5 dice right off the bat? With the extra defense dice, she could have been rolling upwards of 5, 6 defense dice against that roll and had a better chance of getting a 6 against that roll. But, you know, we'll never know now.
I imagine we might see something like that happen in a future round.
Indeed.
Okay, so Wraith shot and then ran down there to get some.
So I line of sight.
Because this 3 is higher than his.
Oh, he has a 3. Yeah, you still have line of sight.
So I'm gonna stand here. You still have line of sight to me. Cool.
All right.
You're not within 2 of me.
Yes.
Okay, Wraith's going for more for positioning. I kind of figured that she might pick up a dodge token at that point, because whenever Wraith dodges, she gets a defense plus 1 token. But she didn't, and that's fine. She doesn't mind being out there on the side and doing some edge sniping.
That's right.
So that is her turn, and it's the operative's turn back up again. She regains full health and gets 1 of her power cards. I'm curious to see what she comes in with, considering that she has targets right there. I wouldn't mind her picking up Strikes Unending, which lets her use her base attack twice, and sprinting here to cover, and then she could attack both Visionary and Legacy twice with that. So if I were her, that's probably what I'd do.
Indeed.
But we'll see.
Let's see what strategy she comes up with now.
All right. So they're debating, trying to figure out what she's going to do.
Might be down to 2 health.
But you also might.
You have 5.
I also might just wreck house. Wreck house?
Wreck House. I like the sound of that.
So I'm going to play
Wrecking House
Undivided
is always fun.
Attention,
Undivided Attention.
Legacy.
Okay.
All right.
So it gives her 2 additional dice on her attacks against Legacy.
So I'm going to sprint.
Yeah, but still sprint to those woods.
Here.
That's a good spot.
Your first action.
And I'd if with Strikes Unending, I'd go ahead and do an aim for your second
Second
attack.
action, Aim at Legacy.
There we go.
Okay.
Nice. Aim is your second.
Aim is my
And you're
second.
going to spend it right away against Legacy.
And then I'm going to spend it against Legacy.
All right,
good.
so he's
Conflict
aiming
Blade.
his Tomfin Blade against Legacy, and the secondary effect of the Tomfin Blade will still hit the Visionary.
Okay, so how do we do this? I roll the first 4 as the base attack,
Right,
and then
the
roll
other
2.
2 against just Legacy. Yeah, so it's going to be complicated because it's only aimed against Legacy, and those extra 2 only go against Legacy, but the remaining unaimed initial ones you roll go against.
So he's going to roll the 4 dice, and this is the 4 dice that's going to hit both. Here we see this attack. So he rolls the 4 dice. Here we go. And this attack is going against both. Now, any auto misses are removed.
So there's the 2.
Cool. Take out the 2s.
Just take it out.
Yeah, and so now, 665 is going against both of them. But Visionary is saying re-roll 1 of them, so he does have to re-roll 1.
Within 2 of me.
Gotcha. Okay.
And you made an attack.
All right, so he re-rolls a 2, and it's still a
Oh,
6.
it's still a 6,
Fantastic.
wow.
And then,
And then these 2 are only against Legacy.
yep.
But you aimed, yes.
Yeah.
Right. And neither of them auto miss, so they're both 6.
Right.
So
Right.
3
So
6s.
there's 5 6s against Legacy.
5 6s.
665 to me.
Right.
5 6s to him.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
So
so who's rolling defense
who,
first?
doesn't matter who first.
Let's do Legacy. 'Cause
All right, so Legacy rolls against 5 6s. Now, Legacy gets to ignore 1 automatically, so he's only rolling against 4 6s, but still.
Not what I'm doing. I wish that's what I was doing.
Right.
So you're rolling against 4 6s technically.
There we see that.
And he blocks
Oh,
one of it.
them. Okay.
So I take
3 damage.
Oh,
so 6, so I take.
I don't know why I keep doing that. I just need to start saying it.
So I take 2 damage.
You take 2.
Yep. Awesome.
all right.
Okay, and then 5 5 5 6 6.
5, 6, 6.
5 6 6 coming against the Visionary, and she rolls and blocks none of it. And the Visionary is knocked out, and
And you get to push
Yeah.
yeah, the 5. She blocks 1 of it, so she does get 1 point of push. And so that is another point for the Propaniacs.
There we go.
All right.
Wow.
One now.
And that
Alright,
was 2
Mind
of your
Spike,
actions.
or
No,
yeah,
that was
brain
it.
burn.
That
There's
was
an
all.
aim.
And yeah, Visionary does get to do her brain burn attack.
Go for it. And it's from the
Interesting.
location where you died before you went.
yeah.
So I'm here for the brain burn.
And you just twist the ether.
4 dice against the
So because Visionary did die, she does have that ability that allows her to attack
ones and twos.
on her death.
3-3-5-5 against the operative,
Right?
and operative
This
rolls
is
her
at least
defense. In my opinion, she only wants to block one of those. She blocks 3 of them.
So 2 damage.
2 damage.
Awesome.
But she could take 1.
6 blocks of 5, 4 and 3 blocks 3, 3.
Oh yeah, she takes. Okay, she takes 1 damage. Not bad. Not bad. And but the Visionary did get some extra points through on her death, though, so that's nice. And that is the operative's turn.
All right.
So
And then you can flip your turn marker face down, and then it is Visionary. Stand back.
You're definitely seeing the power of aim here that happened against Legacy, and then that was just a devastating blow against the adaptive subroutines.
Yep.
Very, very good play there by the operative.
all right, so we're on to the Visionary's turn.
All right, so she stands back up right
Yep.
right after she dies because it's her turn with full
Full health.
with full health here. Sure, she's gonna want to get some payback here and see what she does, if she's gonna be more offensive or if she's. You'll see if she's gonna do some supporting.
Yeah. She got Visionary, but I'm not-
Okay, so Visionary is going to move down to there. So her first action is to move down to where she can. Let's see. It looks like she's trying to get a bead on bunker, maybe.
Mind spike, bunker.
And then she's mind
Oh,
spiking
there we
bunkers.
go.
So now you have to make 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, because
He's on a 3.
1, 2, 3,
He's on
4, 5.
Yeah, you need 5s and up to hit.
Yeah, 5 and 6.
Yes, they're now debating because of the fact that
It's quite a
bunkers-
range, yeah.
He's sitting on top of that building, which makes the range very hard. Only a 5 or a 6 would hit.
Yeah. But I think it's probably still worth it because the important part of Visionary is where she's standing so that she can utilize her Twist the Ether.
No, definitely. definitely.
So she's got a good place to stand there.
Yeah.
So,
Can we?
Any possible damage is a benefit to their team.
okay, so it looks like he's undoing his turn. He wants to do something different. That's fine, that's fine. So aiming for the first action instead of moving.
The mind spike will end the turn.
Okay.
So aiming a Mind Spike against the operative, who's right there.
Definitely.
Rerolls your.
All right. So 6 and so 2 6s against the operative. That's pretty decent. The operative still's only rolling 3 defense dice at this point in the game. And blocks 1 of it, so it only gets 1 damage.
1 damage.
Could choose to take the second one.
There we go.
All right.
There we go.
And that is Visionary's turn. So now we're back to the beginning of the 3rd round.
I will
Beacon.
replace my Fortitude.
Oh,
with
nice.
Focused Blast.
Oh,
Getting some damage out there. I like it.
Going
I
aggressive.
will move. Did I have 3 before?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Excellent.
Uh-huh.
Move is your first.
Move is my first action. I will bolstering team up the operative.
Oh, and that means the operative can hit both Legacy and the Visionary again.
Use Tonfin Blade. Are we okay with
Yeah,
that?
and you can attack both of them.
Yeah.
I get 4.
The Beacon player there has a good grasp of how operative works.
So first 4 against Legacy.
Is that 4?
So this is 4 against both of them, and then he'll roll 2 more.
Use auto miss.
So the 2 goes away. So 6, 4, 1 against both of them, and then additional 2 dice against just Legacy. And
Well, that works.
all right, so Visionary had him reroll one of the 6, but it rerolled the 5s. That's fine. And then Legacy is also getting these 2 dice here, which is 4 and a 5.
Wow.
So Visionary gets 1, 5, 4,
So we
and
want the Visionary.
Legacy gets 2 5s, 2 4s, and a 1.
Yeah.
So 1, 4, 5.
1, 4, 5. So it can't not block the 1, but it's the 4 and the 5 we care about. And blocks takes 1 damage.
All right.
Not bad, not bad. But then Legacy's got a 1, 2 4s, and 2 5s.
Block one of the 5s.
And auto blocks 1 of the 5s. So here we go.
2 5s.
He's fine.
He's legacy.
So 1, 4.
All right, so here we go. Blocks a 5, blocks a 5, blocks a 4, but still is going to take 2 damage.
And then block. Yeah.
No.
No,
because there's only 4 dice.
Oh, only 1 damage, yeah, because he auto blocks it.
Auto
So
blocks it.
1 gets hey, still 1 point of damage off a free attack, and Beacon still gets to do
Alright.
Her focus blast.
Yeah.
And then for my final action,
Now, do we want that to go against Legacy, or do we want that to go against Visionary?
So they're
Because
debating whether they're going to
she's
do
one
the the attack against Legacy or Visionary. If I were them, I'd go ahead and drop it against Legacy because here's the deal. It's the same health for both of them, but Legacy still has his defensive power. So if they go for Visionary, Legacy will probably just switch places, and then they'll be making the attack at a higher range, so it's not going to be as likely to get through. So
Change something anyways.
I realize they're debating back and forth, but
Aiming, so
they should go after Legacy. Is
It's up to
my
you.
what I
I'm
believe.
gonna focus blast Visionary.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, all right.
And so the nice thing about Focus Blast is any dice that pass the range of the target. Oh, okay, and Legacy is trading places, so Legacy is the one that's taking this attack.
Mm-hmm.
And Legacy is going to ignore one of the dice. So 4s and 5s is what she needs, and 5s is what she wants. So the 5 and the 4, so the 3 and the 1 go away, and then the 5 oh, that's a rough move. Good job, Visionary.
2 4. Because it's a focus blast. So the 4 turns into two 4s.
Except
It's at range, so it doesn't turn into. It's
so the 5 would have turned into 2 4s.
So
Right.
Oh.
Right.
so it's so 1 4 is coming through.
1 4.
This is exactly what I was talking about. Why they should have fired it against Legacy in the first place.
definitely.
Because then the 5 and the 4 would each become 2 3s.
Right. Because with this focus blast, it's very,
And
very
Legacy-
good.
Yeah.
Right.
No, Focus Blast is a really, really good power, but you've got to use it against a mostly defensive target at close range.
Yeah. And that's why they had the close range, but
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so now we're on to Legacy's turn.
that was a very shrewd move by the Visionary,
Yep.
making them re-roll that
That
5,
5.
which would have turned into 2.
Yeah.
I would leave heroic interception in. He would be closer.
It's really allowing the adaptive subroutines to keep on hanging on and try to maybe fight their way back.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. The Propaniacs are up 1 incapacitation, but both teams are doing a great job at this point. So
That's more beneficial to have the dice in.
this. Okay. Taking out heroic interception for a motivational charge.
All right.
all right.
Like how we're all playing every character.
Right. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So
You get good teamwork.
I'm gonna aim.
And aim is the first action.
Yes. And I'm going to aim on operative. Thank you.
All right, and so Legacy's using
Yeah, it's going to be
the motivational charge, which means he's going to get some some hit points back to himself and to the Visionary. They're both going to get 1 hit point out of this.
What is it?
1 is anonymous. So
Reroll the 1.
reroll the 1.
Oh, nice. And hey,
Oh.
2 5s and a 6.
Sixes.
Oh, 3 6s aimed, so 3 6s coming at the operative. And she blocked. Oh, wow! She takes
Nice
1
defense
damage.
roll.
Now, does Visionary see her?
Nice defense.
Visionary could force a reroll there.
Yep, we'll heal.
All right.
Oh, it doesn't do it, though. All right, so both Visionary and Legacy gain a hit point back.
And you get rid of that aim.
Yeah, get rid of the 8.
Yeah.
And then that was again. So
Awesome.
All right.
As we see now, the operative is down to that 2, that sweet spot of 2 hit points left, where she will get those extra dice and have the
Yeah,
maximum
yeah,
amount of hit points that she'll be able to get while still getting those extra dice.
Right, right.
And so,
Yeah, when she has 1 hit point and her kickers, she's in trouble. But at 2 hit points with a 5 attack and a 5 defense, or actually a 6 attack and a 5 defense, it's pretty crazy. And she'll be making an 8 attack against Legacy because she has
Yeah,
that undivided
because she-
attention.
yeah.
So by the time Operative's turn comes up around again, if she's standing, she's going to be killing. She'll probably, honestly, on her next turn, if she's still standing, she'll probably kill Legacy and win the game. So if the adaptive subroutines aren't seeing that, and
Tacticians first.
let's see, who's going before Operative? The Wraith is. So the Wraith really needs to knock out the Operative. If she
Definitely.
doesn't, the Operative is almost certainly going to knock out Legacy, if not both Legacy and the Visionary. Because if she just makes her, if she has undivided attention and she puts in strikes on ending, she can 3 times from where she's currently standing, she can make 3 times an 8-die attack against Legacy and a 6-die attack against the Operative just by standing there and rolling those dice over and over and
Wow.
over again. Like there's no way she can't win the game. At that point.
statistically.
Right.
All right.
All right, so Bunker,
Once again, using that grenade launcher.
heck yeah. And that expert tactician is going to be super helpful to keep.
right.
Well, but he can't see. Well, he doesn't need to. Yeah. All right.
Nice.
All right.
Wow.
So who's going to defend
It's a
first?
big roll there.
Visionary. So that is going to be 5 6s.
5 6s for the Visionary, and she blocks none of it, and that is game.
Wow.
Wow, I expected the Operative to be this essentially there, but Bunker is the one that tied it up. That was a great round. Both teams played very well. Again, we saw really good play. So that was the second time we've seen Adaptive Subroutine lose at this table, and yet both games they played very well. They know the characters. They have their strategies. The thing is, right now they're focusing a little bit too much of their attentions, in my opinion, on their defenses. They tend to put some decoy projections out, which was very helpful.
Yeah.
The decoy projection did help for them.
Right.
But at this point, they tend to be playing a defensive character, a utility character, and an attack character. And if they're doing that, their attack character needs to be overwhelmingly
Yeah,
powerful
definitely.
for them to succeed. Visionary's doing a good job. Visionary's constantly forcing rerolls and messing with dice, and I'm seeing lots of good plays out of that. That's very good. But Legacy being full defense and Visionary being full utility means that the onus of the Wraith do all the endcaps. So,
But on the
Yes,
other side of
definitely.
the gate, we saw the Propaniacs really come out of the gate just swinging, and they really the Beacon player really understanding the operative and
Yeah.
the positioning she was in, and giving the operative the opportunity to have free attacks when she was in perfect position to hit two different people. It really was a benefit for them, because they got a lot of free attacks out there and were really doing a lot of damage that otherwise they wouldn't have, you know. So I think the Propaniacs are really understand their characters well, and were really coming off very offensively right out of the gate, which is a really exciting thing for them. Them winning the past 2 games.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what they do in the rest of this tournament today.
Absolutely. Me too. Me too. We will be back in just a few minutes with the next round, so we'll see you then.